Dear students, in this video, I will begin with the story The Happy Prince. The statue of a prince stood on a high platform overlooking the city. This prince was called Happy Prince because when he was alive, he always remained very happy. Upon his death, a big statue of his was erected in the center of the city in his memory. The statue of this happy prince was covered with thin layers of gold, and instead of eyeballs, there were two bright shining sapphire stones. In the handle of his sword, a bright ruby stone was placed. One night, there flew over the city a little swallow. A swallow is a tiny bird. Although it is not a human being, still the writer has referred to it as he and his. His friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before, but he had stayed behind. Later, he thought of going to Egypt to his friends. So, he was on his way to Egypt. The bird flew all day on his way to Egypt, and at night he reached the city of Happy Prince. He wanted to stay somewhere for the night. He started thinking upon where to spend the night. The bird thought hopefully it could be that the city might have arrangements for him to stay. When the swallow saw the huge statue of the happy prince, he thought of staying there for the night. The bird thought it was a good place to spend the night. He thought the statue would not only provide him shelter, but there was a lot of fresh air also available. So the bird came and alighted. He stopped and sat in between the feet of the statue of the happy prince. The bird was in fact very happy to have a golden bedroom, as he was surrounded by gold all around. As he was about to sleep, by putting his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell on him. He started wondering that the sky was clear, the stars were shining, and there was no cloud in the sky. Then how was it possible that it was raining? Then another drop fell. The swallow thought that the statue was useless because it was not able to protect him from the rain. So he thought he should not sleep under the statue. He decided to take shelter in a chimney of a house. He decided to move away as the statue was not able to protect him from the rain. The bird was about to fly when the third drop fell on him and he looked up. What did he see? He saw that the eyes of the happy prince's statue were filled with tears. These drops of water were the tears falling off the statue's golden cheeks. When the swallow looked at the face of the happy prince, he was looking beautiful in the moonlight. The little bird's heart was filled with pity for the weeping statue. He looked at the statue who he was, and the statue replied that he was the happy prince of the city. The bird looked at the statue and asked, then why was he crying? He even complained that he was drenched due to his tears. The happy prince narrated his story to the bird. He said that when he was alive and had a human heart, that is, the heart that beats, he was not aware what tears were and what sorrow was, as he lived in a palace where there was happiness all around. All the people who used to work in his court used to call him Happy Prince because he used to be happy all the time and he had not seen sorrow and misery at all. He lived happily and even died in happiness. When he had a human heart, he never cried. He was not aware what tears were because he had seen happiness only and never faced any tragedy. Now, when he was dead, the people of the city had put him so high in the form of a statue on a pedestal that he could see the whole city and the ugliness of the city. He could see that there were so many people living in misery, lack of food, hunger, money, and homelessness. Now that he was a statue and his heart was made of lead, a metal, he was moved by looking at the misery of the people around. When the happy prince was narrating his story, something else was going on in the mind of the swallow. He wondered if the statue was made of solid gold. Then he thought that the statue was covered with gold from outside, but according to the prince, the heart was made of lead. He realized that it was not made of solid gold. He saw that the statue was very sad and was in tears. So he was polite enough not to make any personal remarks. He did not comment anything about the statue because he was giving the value to the statue's feelings. So that's all in this video. Thank you. Again, we will continue in the next video.